And if it was used, we would get a type error anyway. What the fuck am I doing here? It's ridiculous. Yes, we always have list. On the F map, the name, select to enter username, select use. I'm a noob. That's fine. There you go. Selected uses. Oh, we still have maybe then. Well, that's annoying. I just deleted the entire error block. This thing should be like that. But let's undo, get the case block stuff back. There you go. And then redo everything. We're pretty close to the result. Yeah, so it's mail list now. We'll just do selected uses and then we go over just. And the Prism will make sure if it doesn't work, then it'll still be maybe whatever. Simplifying a bunch of code. It's not. Look at me using records like a pro. Hey. I love comparing maybe like that. Just feels like cheating. Just wrap the other thing also into maybe. Done. Need more water. Should mute if I do this, but I don't have the buttons. What the fuck is that? That's one of my inventions. This is beautiful. I'm an artist, but we're some hole. I don't even know why. You know Scala? Not really. I've done a project in Scala when I was younger, 2 or 3 years ago. But it's not really this is not really a hack. This is just me wanting to use some other code. I don't even know why I put it there. I was thinking about even removing it. I think I was just trying to be clever with length. What is actually the benefit of Scala, cut, Scala Z? Maybe you should ask Lumi, because he knows a bit more about it than I do. Well, maybe you're asking Lumi. Maybe I'm just interfering in another private conversation. Oh, that sounds like me, actually, yeah. I haven't used Scala Cuts or Scala Z. I hear this is the Haskell one, so it's the best one, because it's the Haskell-like. Maybe it's easier or something. But this one has a really nice diagram. Can you just take a look at cat stock and say your opinion? That's the diagram, alright? Oh, whatever. You can procrastinate if you want. Cat stock. How would you like even recognize me as an authority? I've never used it. Oh, it has a commutative square. It's amazing. It has weird SPD stuff. When I was doing Scala, I actually hacked it together with Gradle. So that's how good I'm at Scala. Just fuck you guys. I'm gonna use Gradle. I don't want to deal with that SPD thing. I don't know what to say. It looks beautiful. I like the commutative square. Those libraries get you a large collection of tools for functional programming, so you don't need to build all of that from scratch. Huh. Has the abstraction from Haskell, plus lots of stuff from Haskell standard library, some other use. But like the Scala standard library is also pretty big, right? I only know polymorphism, but there is lots of others. I don't think polymorphism is an abstraction that a library can provide, but maybe it means something else in Scala land. Unlike all that though, they tend to not be opinionated about when using actually makes sense in Scala. Use them right is pretty. Tend to not be opinionated about when using those actually makes sense. That's the problem. Do they have maybe they have like some YouTube videos about when to use them? One of the best things about using Haskell is that people are really opinionated about all kinds of stuff. Plainin. So we need to make the input. What am I doing? So we have plainin widget and we have plan widget. It's great naming, Yappy. I'm proud of you. I just want to give up with Scala and move to Kotlin. Yeah, Kotlin is a lot smaller at the moment, right? I really can't help you though, because I don't know a lot about Scala at all. Maybe you should give Clojure a try. I hear it has really strict rules about FP. Depends on what kind of programming you want to do. Kotlin insert is better than Java for OOP, nothing stuff. Yeah, that's why I'm recommending Clojure. If you want to stick on the JVM. If you want to do something cool, you should use Haskell. I started out with using those combinators a lot in the Scala standard library when I wanted to use FP. And then I went into like local mutation, global functional style, and then at some point I picked up Haskell. The ways to learn lightweight functional programming and actually be productive. There you have it. But the syntax is really different, so that's a hurdle to overcome. I'm actually struggling with that at the moment with Clojure as well. Or last time I looked at it, I was struggling with it. Oh, that's the. Thanks for the syntax, by the way. That's the client, mostly generated stuff. I'm like fixing it up with a bunch of boilerplate. In any case, all tools is going to make you a better programmer regardless. I would argue with that. You need to be more specific because of the delay. Or you meaning like picking up Clojure. When I study FP, I forgot all of good old-fashioned stuff in classic. You forgot how to write loops, or you forgot how to put things in boxes, how to make structures. I have structures. Go with good old-fashioned pattern. Yeah, because there's only one pattern, right? You insert lambdas, and that's about it. And then they give them weird names, but they all ended up just add another lambda. I think visitor is lambda. Builder is partial application, so that's also function application. It's not builder. That's or factory. I don't know. I forgot. I forgot them too. I'm not really concerned about that. Observer pattern has. I forgot this one. Is this also? I want to have a diagram. Check attach detach. Notify. Why is these? Why are these separated? If you just whatever. Or you can have multiple of them. That's zero or more observers and 0 or more. How do you have 0 or more subject? That doesn't make sense. You have an observer pattern without observers. You have a subject, 0 or more subjects and 0 or more observers. You can have 0 of everything and still have an observer pattern. Yes, you have it in Haskell because you can have 0 of everything and then you have it. I'm not really sure what, like, why would you even, like if you feel that, if you feel you start to forget important stuff from object-oriented programming, then maybe it's not a great solution for you. I don't know. The only reason I'm using Haskell is because of the type system. I really love that type level hack. I think at some point in stream we figured out that I'm kind of a bit of someone who loves pain, I suppose. C is a silver bullet. Yeah, everything runs on C. Respect to pattern, need M2 and Haskell. It's just that no one has really written them down in the same form. I feel that in Haskell, well, the thing people are arguing about is like monads, how to handle your monad stack. So what you do pre-monads, or what you do MTL style, or what you do, what else do you have? I think the other thing is tagless final or something. What people argue about, but still all boils down to how to manage your functions. Or you could do FRP like I'm doing. I suppose that's another way of dealing with side effects, because these handle time. I don't know, I have no idea. Like every time people start discussing architecture, I kind of get bored. How does this compile? Oh. What the fuck? In either case, it depends on what programming problem you're trying to solve, like which tool is best. I feel like most people just pick whatever they know. I doubt many people will actually do a survey of, oh, this tool has this thing, and I need to have these advantages, like I need to have linear types, because then I can do my resource management super effectively, or I want to have like an amazing runtime threads system, so I'm going to use the amazing coroutine from Haskell, or I need to have software transactional memory or whatever. No. People just stick with whatever they used before and then keep on using that. Like, whenever you have a hammer, everything is a nil, right? So yeah. Are you working off a formal spec, or do you need to experiment? How about safe? Performance, that's right. Yeah, I wouldn't, if I have a large team, I wouldn't even try to bring up Haskell. Solo is an extreme. It's always nice if you can do things solo, right? Just pick up whatever is interesting to you. Yeah, actually there are two plugins for IntelliJ for Haskell. There are two competing plugins. One is written in Kotlin and one is written in Scala. And they're surprisingly small in code base, because there's some magic involved apparently. Oh, you can actually, I remember the guy that was writing the Haskell plugin for IntelliJ. I saw a presentation and he's really eager for help. So if you want to, you know, look at a way of doing good Scala development, maybe you could look at his code and help him out for a bit. He was very eager for help, I think. You don't have to, but... do you even debug Haskell? You have the thing, right? Okay, it will detect things for me and then say I'm doing it wrong, and I will fix it. Oh, and there's also trace. Like that's it will spit out whenever you call a function at runtime. This one is really handy as well. This is like bypassing the type system and then spitting out whatever this function is called. Cross-informing. So that's debugging. And you could also like do logging, whatever, with the monad bullshit if you're interested in that. I have it on the back end, I think. You get like these log messages. But there's no, I don't think there's any like clicky thing for jumping around or GDB or whatever. But I end up just doing this, right? I just dump the entire state in the log message and use that to figure out what's going on. So debugging is not the same, unfortunately. Stack traces aren't all that good. When you run into bad problems, often it's resorted. There is GDB debugging. I didn't know that. Really? Something I need to look into. I thought it was like no debugger at all. This thing is also interpreted, right? Yeah, so I probably can't debug my JavaScript. Oh no, I can't debug my JavaScript. But I have a type system, and if it compiles, it works, like you all know. Why are you even doing this? What the hell, man? Oh, that's why. There's already a dollar sign. Can't have two dollar signs like what you know. Regards to tooling, nothing comes close to Java. Do you even have nicks? Can you even do reproducible builds? Huh? Huh? What about Cabal? How would you be frustrated about commands? Equally includes all other languages platform. What is Etherlang? I know for a fact that Java was way ahead on .NET for like package management. I thought this one died, right? What? Why would you actually use the JVM runtime? The Haskell one is better, right? A dialect of Haskell on the JVM. Actually, the BTC backend. In terms of performance, for some things. Okay. I was really impressed because their GHG is optimized like shit, like amazingly optimized. The JVM does auto factorize. Nani? What is that? Oh, for number crunching or something. What am I doing? I'm adding that input. I want to make, like, yeah, we're gonna hack that input. We're gonna make input. We're gonna probably make that data list. We're gonna validate also on that. So probably we even need to put in that the dynamic T username thing all the way through the plainin thing. So we need to make basically plainin be aware of whatever users we have. Most. This is a bit weird because this widget consists of two widgets. One is the plainin widget, not this plainin widget, but the plan widget. Right. Should rename this. Roster edit widget, plainin widget. This is just me adding types to things because I didn't understand what the fuck was going on. This is also old code, by the way, but that's fine. And then plan widget. This thing is for planners. The ask-free widget is specifically for users. I think that's how it's like divided. Wait, don't jump to that again. I wanted to have form buttons. Plainin form. That's the one I'm looking for. I need to rename this thing. What are you doing? How about plan action form? Plainin. It's right there. It's right above it, by the way. This is how blind I am. Pull out the username for some reason. Is this used only here? I feel that we just need to split up plainin widget form. Plainin form. Oh, damn it. Yeah, it's only used there. Let's actually move out to another one. I sometimes love when my dynamically typed closure type beats the performance, including completion of simple table recursive function in GTD in optimization of having that 100 times slower. Of course, once you get more complicated, okay. Unbox types in Haskell and some low level mod stuff, it beats out time. I think most I'm using boxed mostly everywhere. Like the nice thing about Haskell is that it does all those weird optimizations like merging fmaps and whatever. It's called Fusion or something. I think the lens library is also optimized like crazy. This will also figure it out, like, oh, I can funky. Because Edward Comet is also really about you know, stream views. Actually, Edward Comet is the guy that just made linear time sorting library, which you should check out. And also linear type grouping discrimination. Yeah, this one. So this thing, it can do linear type grouping. You just need to give it a type class and it's done. Oh, and nub. How about that? You just gotta believe. and provide a type class, of course. So in the general case, nub doesn't have a type class, so it can't do that kind of thing. But because you have a type class, you get extra power, which is grouping. And I believe this is built around... Yeah, you need to figure out what the fuck this is. Good luck with that, by the way. Oh, what a prim monad is. Fuck monad. Fuck. But if you ever feel the need to have linear time sorting, which may be the case if you have like high optimization web service or whatever running, I have no idea. New Power Web Frame Smart Closure Framework is leading in JSON benchmark with e-performance run Haskell. I just told you there's an entire framework for linear type sorting. You're talking about JSON. Because heavy use of meta framework. Bitcoins show how good a platform with good libraries. Exactly. Well, I was selling Closure to, are you still around? Jeff and S, are you still around? Always nice to drive people into this, right? Beautiful language. I was just talking to myself. Yes, it happens to the best of us. Hey, you were still selling it. Yeah, I guess he just wanted to know about Scala, and he thought that I was an expert or something for some reason. I'm listening. Yeah, I found it interesting as well. I need to rename you. Well, it's actually plainin. It is plainin, but I want to move out the plainin part. Plainin, we're gonna move to plan, which is different from planin. Maybe we should rename it first and then move it. That's a better idea. This is too confusing. No idea what the fuck's going on. Plan widget. Okay, plan widget, what are you? You're holding the action form. So this is like edit entry widget, but that's the entire thing. Roster entry. Ooh, maybe it is. Plainin widget. So this thing allows us to edit roster entry. Roster widget is different in that this thing also does reservation. So we can call this thing edit entry widget. Because it doesn't exactly only do planning, it also does asking free. Or it's not even editing, it's also, oh, we need to replace that. And then widget, and then we have edit entry. Edit entry, edit entries, widget. They can do multiple as well. They can, like, there's a little macro system inside here. But we're not sure if they are like planin or ask free requests. We know for a fact that the ask free widget is only about ask free requests, and we know that the plan widget is only about planning people in. Or edit, like, not even planning in, because you can also change the type. Maybe this shit is hard. But that's like a global, what I just did was like a global project find and replace. It does exist. Place either ask free or plan widget form. Oh, we'll just reference to it in the docs. I must be really getting confused because I'm writing documentation. Plan widget. Plan widget. What are you? Oh, we can just jump. Right. You're the action form. So this is actually a form for editing roster. It's the entire roster. This is for the planner. How about we call this planner widget then? Because it's only meant for the planner. We're not doing any checks on creds or whatever here. We can call this planner widget. How about that? Yeah. Yes! That's why I do a global finder. I think it's only in this file though, because it's not exported. Okay, so now we also have an idea for what to name the other module, because we're gonna put the planner widget inside there. So in plainin we have planner. What I check. And this is just gonna be the planner. Plan widget has a wide range of capabilities for I'm spelling so bad. Modifying. Yeah, I'm a phonetic speller, so I fuck up even if I look at it. Or dyslexic. You can figured out too late in life that the spelling, getting right spelling is mostly about getting it visually right, not a phonetic. It tricked me. No, perfect. So figuring out what is actually inside this module will be kind of a thing to do, but we need to expose more. But I think this module is ready because it was really big. How big? 350 lines. That's really big for me. Other people like big modules. I like small modules. Because I can then jump around and find stuff quickly. Depends on how you navigate. Inform. What do I want? So we want to expose that one thing. Let's just let the compiler figure it out. It will say if things are in use or not. Yeah, I think that's fine. Unfortunately, this thing can't deal with new modules. The other thing I probably want to export then is we have a junction basically. Ask free widget. We also have ask free widget, which is named aptly, I think. Call it ask. Ax. Can I ask you a question? Doesn't know, huh? We may actually end up with a bit of redundant code.